You was originally an employee, working all day long to earn a living. Due to overwork, you suddenly died. And when he woke up, he saw in front of him a control panel with a slim. It led you to a house in the forest, and when he entered, you was quite surprised because there were many books in this place. The books here were all about magic, but you was quite surprised because he could only read it once before being able to absorb it. Immediately, the system displayed a notification that the slim children had become Yu's subordinates. On the way to complete the assignment, Yo encountered a monster with an extremely scary appearance. But thanks to Slim's help, you easily destroyed the monster in front of him. After returning to the Adventurer Guild, you took out a large amount of extremely rare Rias flowers, surprising the receptionist and the adventurers there. Suddenly, the vice president hurriedly ran in to report that there was smoke signaling in the forest. You learns that there are currently 10,000 monsters heading towards the town. The guildmaster asked everyone to flee this town because they had no chance of winning, but the adventurers did not agree with that request and volunteered to stay and protect the town to the end. You said he could recreate the dragon's fire and would use it to destroy those monsters. Everyone also trusted you, and immediately the adventurers received recovery potions. After that, they also got into position to prepare to fight the monsters. And you ordered the wolf to gather Slim. The adventurers also rushed into battle. While you was researching magic, he received news from Rias that there was a cloaked man wandering in the forest. That cloaked guy left behind a magic stone. He thinks he is the one who caused the monsters to attack the town. Immediately, Yo ordered Slim to assassinate the cloaked man. You easily captured him alive. Slim brought the cloaked man back to town to question him when he suddenly bit poison and committed suicide. Seeing that the adventurers seemed to have quite a hard time fighting the monsters. Because the number was too large, you called a few Slims to support the adventurers. Thanks to that, the adventurers were able to take advantage of the victory. However, you observed that the range of monsters that appeared exceeded his expectations, so the barrier seemed a bit difficult. Suddenly you asked Lily to tell the adventurers to retreat inside the town. While everyone retreated into town, a guy and the vice president continued to fight without retreating. Seeing that, you immediately called the wolf to deal with the monster and brought the two of them into town. Immediately after that, you transferred magic to the Slims, creating a barrier surrounding the town. This was followed by deadly hellfire, creating an extremely large explosion. And everyone was extremely surprised with Yu's strength. Because the number of monsters is still very large. But due to using too much magic power, you no longer had the strength to stand. You tried to use the magic again, and this time all the monsters were completely burned by the fire. A few days later, you also recovered and regained consciousness. Lily was also very happy that nothing happened to him. However, when she returned to the room later, she discovered that he had left town. It turns out Yu doesn't want to be noticed. A few days later, you also reached Kyria town. The Slims asked for food because they had walked a long way without having anything in their stomachs. Afterwards, you invited Slim's children and the wolf to a sumptuous meal. After eating, you also went to the Adventure Guild in town to register, but the receptionist seemed quite hesitant because they usually don't accept beast trainers here. However, you was still accepted. After successfully registering, you was about to choose a trust from the list in front of him when a group of adventurers came and asked you to join their team. However, when he learned that you was a beast tamer, Lot thought that he was only getting in his way. But Lisa and Tina believe that the unsuitable person in this commission is Lot because they heard bad reviews from previous teammates that he ran away while on commission. That's why the two girls think that if Lot accepts you, then they will both accept him and the team. Yu joins the team and is assigned this time to locate the Earth Dragon. After that, they also entered the forest where the Earth Dragon lived to search for its location. Soon a group of wolf monsters appeared. Yu immediately informed everyone in the team that a group of monsters had appeared, 2 kilometers away from them. Immediately, Lot and everyone ran to that place and they also saw the wolves. He also recognized Yu's abilities and he single-handedly rushed to destroy them all. From there, they camped and confided to know more about each other. Lisa and Tina also wanted to know where you learned that spying skill. Even though Yuri said he suddenly got it, the two girls still didn't believe it. After that, Lot divided the time for everyone to stay awake and keep watch. A moment later, you suddenly received news from Slim's children that Lot suddenly disappeared, and Tina and Lisa had also gone somewhere. At this time, the wolf and the Slim children also found and were following Lot. Tina and Lisa are also following Lot because they suspected him before. The two did not tell you because they both thought you was not fit to fight. While Lot was about to attack the two girls, a Slim made a sound. He threw his sword towards the source of the noise. Luckily, you used stealth magic to save Slim. After that, Lot started running away again towards a tent. Once inside, he immediately reported the situation to the leader. It turns out they are a band of thieves specializing in kidnapping and trading slaves. Through Slim, you also heard everything they just said, and the old man in charge kept talking about the Tsang Noyet Relief Association that disasters would happen when the moon turned blue. At this time, Tina and Lisa intended to retreat to discuss the plan, but both accidentally ran into a trap that caused both of their positions to be revealed. Luckily, Slim and the wolf saved the two girls. Meanwhile, you was choosing the right magic to capture all the thieves alive. Immediately, you ordered the Slims to surround the bandits' tent. He had successfully frozen the bandits. At this time, Tina and Lisa also realized that the frozen old man was Juliet. A notorious thief in town is wanted. You then threw a Slim into the air, creating a sonic boom. Next is setting up a tent with food. Then they all went to sleep. As for you, he was still busy thinking about the prophecy that the old thief said. The next day, they continued to search but could not find any clues about the Earth Dragon. You suddenly remembered the time he took the test to register as an adventurer. At that time, you broke the magic measuring ball, making everyone around him extremely surprised. As for the combat test, you threw a fireball that made a hole in the rock. Currently, because he didn't want to be noticed, you opened the information panel and searched for magic that limited magic power. Immediately, he used it to defeat the surrounding monsters. Although the magic was a bit weak, it was still enough to destroy those monsters. Suddenly the sky turned purple and a blue moon appeared during the day, making everyone wonder what was going on. All monsters are invisible. At this moment, a strange light appeared from the center and was rushing down. Immediately, it emitted a huge source of energy, destroying the entire forest. Right after that, a giant blue dragon monster appeared immediately. You immediately ordered the wolf to gather the Slims and evacuate the area. Tina and Lisa realized this was a disaster-level monster, so they quickly retreated to the canyon. Because that place has strong terrain and winds, monsters usually don't go there. You also asked the wolf and the Slims to scout the canyon. Just as you predicted, monsters still existed in the canyon. But with just a few basic spells, you destroyed them all. But then an extremely strong wind blew and they were almost blown away. After seeing the monsters lying on the ground, the two girls were extremely surprised. The wolf was now running because a bear was chasing him. But luckily there were Slims, launching fireballs to burn them down. On Yu's side, suddenly a tremor caused the ground to crack and an earth dragon appeared. The two girls ran back to find a place to hide. But you still stood and said that he would try to attack that earth dragon. You wanted to test the weakest magic to see if it could harm the dragon. Using weak magic found it completely useless, so you immediately opened the system to search for stronger magic to destroy the dragon. The earth dragon used its tail to give a strong blow, causing rocks to fly up. Next, it curled up and rushed towards you, but he took advantage of the canyon's wind to block the dragon. Next was fire magic released by you, creating an extremely large explosion and destroying the dragon. After that, Yu's group also returned to the Adventurers Guild and reported that they had found the Earth Dragon and defeated it. Next, you asked Slim to take out the Earth Dragon's skull to prove what they said was true. Because they completed the commission beyond their expectations along with the thief's bounty, they received a huge amount of money. After hearing the news, the president personally went down to find you. Next, you participated in a meeting with the strongest adventurers in the region. The topic of the meeting was to discuss how to defeat the blue dragon that had just appeared. Because you witnessed the dragon appear, the president wanted him to describe its appearance. However, you found that too unrealistic, so he used magic to recreate its image. At this time, the priest also took out the book with the image of the green dragon and said that this book was a myth, and must find the messenger of the gods to defeat the dragon. About 30 years ago, when a solar eclipse occurred, the Church of the Royal Capital performed a ritual to summon the gods. That was also the time that you came to this world. At this time, the sky suddenly turned purple and the blue dragon also became larger. Then the sky returned to normal. Through the slim children, you also witnessed it, and he told everyone this news. Even though he knew the winning percentage was not high, the guild master still did not give up and planned to attack the dragon. At this time, the priest from the previous meeting named Issei came to see you. After that, he gave you a box. Inside was a knife that seemed quite old because he believed you could use that knife. When you wondered why he gave him this knife, he just said it was God's word. That night, through the slims, you also learned that the green dragon was growing terribly. It was unusually strong, so you thought that if he tried his best, he might be able to defeat that blue dragon. Immediately, you went with his wolf and Slim to that green dragon in the night.